All right, well, I'll start this off with the tire already off, since that's pretty obvious. So I need to change my rear brake pads. Just got back from getting my oil changed. The guy says your rear brakes are really low, and if you look, see if I can get this to where you can see it. Yeah, they're pretty thin. He said that they measured at a 2, which I don't know if that's 2 millimeters, but it's down to about that much. So to avoid gouging up my rotors, I'm going to go ahead and replace them. I got some Bosch pads, nice pads, and we'll go ahead and get them in place. So what you got to do is you got 2 bolts, one here, one down there. I think they're, let me look, they're really small, 10 millimeter. This is them right here. Take those 2 bolts out. Then all I do is a couple tools you want to have. Number 1, 10 millimeter flathead screwdriver, and you definitely want, this is kind of huge, but you definitely want a C-clamp, and that's to compress the piston, the brake piston. You also want to, before you start compressing the brake piston, you want to take the cap off of the brake fluid reservoir and maybe compress the piston a little bit. There we go. This is when you want to pull back. So get right in here, kind of pry it out, just like that. Maybe get that piston back just a little bit more. There we go. That should straight out, just like that. Now a lot of people have bungee cords to hold this up. I just kind of put it on the rotor just to set it in there. You don't want to be careful. You don't want to gouge up your rotor. So you have the pads, which are right here. Get this out. Kind of pull it out a little bit. Yeah, these are definitely perfect timing for this. Come on. Yeah, those were definitely low. So you want to make sure, get these out. You can get it straight out and make it easier. It's kind of difficult on that backside. Once you get it all the way back, then you can turn it and pull it out. Now you have these clamps, these clips. Now you should get a set with your rotors, or I mean with your new pads. You want to make sure that you put them back on exactly how you got them off. The right ones on the right side. Get on in there. There we go. And let's see, tap this over just a little bit. take this top one off. And again, make sure you get its replacement exactly right. I don't know if they're any different, but I don't take any chances. Just make sure that they line up. There we go. Okay. Make sure that's in there. Then replace the pads, just like this. You gotta go at an angle. Oops. Just like that. Gotta put it at an angle like that. Line up these hooks. So I'll take this a little bit. Right here. This goes in. Line these up like that. And then push it all the way in. The other one, same thing, at an angle. Line it up. There we go. So we come back, put this over here so you can see it. We have nice pads now. Now, we have to compress, put these pads in this box. Now we have to compress the piston. Because right now it's going to be, see if I can get this over here, get a better look at this. So here's the piston, I have it up on here. Open this up. Now when you do this, you're going to be pushing fluid back towards the reservoir. It's going to start filling the reservoir back up. If you've had somebody add brake fluid recently, before you did this, you want to go and get a syringe and pull some of that brake fluid out. Or else when you start pressing this, that brake fluid's going to go back, start filling that reservoir, and it's going to overflow. Mine, I haven't filled it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it on. Let's see if I can line this up just a little bit more, just like that. Just like that. And then you want to put this inside the hole of the piston. I'll get a better view once I get this tightened up a little bit. There. So now, as you can see, let's see if I can get a view of that. I got that C-clamp inside that piston and clamped on the back. So then, you just come up here and you start tightening up this and it can get pretty tight. As I'm going to do a couple turns, I'm then going to go check my brake fluid reservoir to make sure it's not overfilling or overflowing. I haven't added any fluid, but I want to check to make sure anyhow. Now we're looking good. It's pretty low. So you're going to go ahead and squeeze this all the way down. You want to be careful that rubber bushing doesn't pop out on you. See if that's good enough. I'm going to come down. There we go. And you want to line up those holes. They have a little bushing on them. There we go. Where's my bolt at? Come on, get back here. Get this one. The back of the screw holes have let me see if I can show you this real quick. They have this little bushing here. You're gonna make sure that you're pushing it out so then it gets over the hole without any problems. Get on up here. There we go. There's one. There's the other. There we go. Then yep, there's one. And you sometimes got to move it around. Come on. Doesn't look like it's lined up down here. Oh, that's it. It's in there. There you go. That's basically it. You see how this one is inside this hook while this one is outside, and it has those tensioners on these clips. So now I go in and hit the brake. It should tighten it right on up. And you'll notice your brakes won't go as deep. So once you're done with that, you can clean up everything, wipe some stuff down, put your tire back on, and test and make sure everything works right. If you have any questions, give me a holler. Subscribe.